Guys, so have you ever been making a cake and covering it in fondant and it tore? Like, you can literally see the fondant tears in your cake. Today I'm going to show you how to fix it so much that you can't even see like any patch work. I'm going to show you how to patch your fondant even though you get tears. So if you get a fondant tear, don't worry, this video is perfect for you. And once you're done decorating your cake, like, you can't even notice there was a tear or anything. It's going to be perfect and neatly covered. Okay, first things first. I said okay. Okay, so what you want to do is, usually when I use the overhead method, this method I'm trying to use to cover this cake right now is called the overhead method, like fondant method for covering cakes. Okay, so you want to make sure your fondant is pliable. One of the reasons why you get tears in your fondant is because maybe it's not pliable enough or the method you're using. Okay, so this method, when I do it, usually gives me tears. So, and for this fondant cake, I'm trying to make a video for you guys and I want to get tears in my fondant. So that's why I'm using this method. Okay, so what you want to do is roll out your fondant and you want to make sure it is like very flat and it is evenly rolled and it is like the diameter is almost like twice the diameter of the top of your cake. Yes, that's what you want. So it can go around your cake and be big enough for you to spread around your cake. Okay, so once you're done, once you're sure you have done that and you spread it really well, if you don't know how to roll out fondant, I have a video that can teach you how to do that effortlessly. The link is right up here above you. It says click on me. Yeah, click on that. Okay, so now that we're done rolling our fondant, we're going to take it, lift it and place on top of our cake. You want to make sure your cake is close to you and then place. Even upon all of these precautions I took, the fondant still tore because I don't know, because when I use this method, my fondant tears. But today I'm going to show you how I fix that. Okay, so now I'm trying to cover the cake, yeah? But you guys can see the tears in the fondant just like after covering the cake here. So that's tears. I'm going to show you how to fix them. So what you want to do is, first of all, ignore it and then smoothen your cake as much as possible, because the thing for fondant is once it starts to get stiff, you can't fix it anymore. So once your cake is covered, even though it has tears, don't pay attention to those tears at first. Just try as much as possible to smoothen your cake first. Make sure like it is smooth, it is well like smoothened with your smoothener and everything, and cut out the excess around it. Yeah, and then you can now pay attention to the tears you have in your fondant. It's important for you to smoothen it at this stage because this is only when you can. After a few minutes, it's already stiff and you basically can't do anything to it. Okay, so now let us fix the problem that we have. Okay, so what you want to do is take a clean brush and dip it in clean water and then use the water to touch those places where there are tears, like those places where you can see the underneath, like the ganache underneath your cake. Yeah, you want to use the brush to touch all of those places. If the water doesn't touch, once you're trying to fix will not fix because it won't stick to it, the new fondant you're patching. Okay, so now we're going to do the patchwork. Once you are sure like you've placed, like you've made everywhere moist, yeah, okay. So you're going to spread out some fondant with your hand, just very tiny. You can use your hand to like just spread it out a little, or you can use a rolling pin to roll it like just to be like even and everything. So you're going to be placing it at those spots and you want to be doing it in parts. You don't want to just do it all at once, like do a big piece of fondant and place it all at once. Like that way you'll be able to see like the marks of separation no matter how much you smoothen. So it's best for you to do it in small bits like this. Do it in small, like in tiny bits. Do one like tear at a time basically. If it's very big, make sure you divide it into like 2 or 3 and then do like in different parts. That way when you smoothen, it's a lot easier to smoothen than to like just like carry a huge lump of fondant and try to stick it on your cake to cover, like to patchwork. That way you can literally see the patchwork, because the aim of this video is for you not to see the patchwork. So take some fondant and try to stick it on those places. So don't worry, it's looking rough right now, but I'm going to show you how to fix that. So just make sure you fill in all the spaces as much as you can. Okay, so guys, once you made sure like every patch is covered in fondant, the next thing you want to do is to make sure like it is smooth and you can't see any lines of demarcation or like any like evidence that you patched your cake basically. So what you want to do is take some cornstarch and put it on your working board, like on your silicone mat, and then use your smoothener to touch it. In this case you can't use your hand, so use your smoothener to touch it and then try to smoothen as much as possible. The reason why you need to put enough cornstarch, and once your smoothener starts to stick to your fondant cake, take it again and rub some cornstarch on it and continue just rubbing like in different motions. You don't have to rub up and down or side to side, just whatever is convenient for you. Just keep rubbing until you can't see any signs of like patching or demarcation or anything. Can you see it's beginning to disappear? Can you guys notice it's disappearing bit by bit? That's what you want. So at this point, this thing is already sticking again. So take it and add some more cornstarch to it and keep rubbing. You want to rub basically until you can't see anything. So if you have a very good fondant recipe and your fondant is good, like once you do this, you literally can't see the different lines of demarcation, or it's not even noticeable that it tore and then you had to patch it. So make sure you do that, and I hope you guys can see it's disappearing. So I'm going to continue smoothing this until I can't see anything anymore. So once you're done with that, you want to make sure like you take 2 smoothness and then form your sharp edges, because you know now I don't joke with my sharp edges. I need my cake to be nice, neat and crisp, and this was the end result when I was done. Can you see, like you can't see those lines of demarcation? You can't see like if there was any patchwork or if anything happened to it. So this is what you want to do. So if you have tears in your fondant, I hope this video helps you. And if you don't understand it, watch it like 2 or 3 times, and I hope you guys understand me. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy this video. This was the final result when I was done, and you can't even notice anything happened to it. Usually if I get like problems with my fondant, when I'm done with my work, you literally cannot notice. Okay guys, so thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.